Hey, good morning. So, I've had quite a few people ask me to slow things down a little bit, so we're gonna slow things down today. We're gonna do everything nice and slow, step by step, so then you can keep up. Um, so, anything I use today, there's always substitutions. So, if some of the stuff I use is too light for your skin, use something darker. Obviously, if you have a preference and you don't want to use the red or you don't have red, just use pink. It doesn't matter. Okay, so getting started here. So I'm using some SPF powder. They don't actually make this anymore, it's by e.l.f., but I like it for just using it to set my eyelids. So I'm using a big fluffy blending brush. Make sure you tap off the powder so you don't get too much on there. And even just kind of whatever's left over, I like to kind of just fluff it in my brows a bit. So then it's a little bit easier for me to get the pencil in. So just using a light brown shade, I'm going in with the Morphe 350 matte palette. So any brown, light brown eyeshadow, just something to give your lid a little bit of a wash of color to start out is what we're gonna do. Okay, there we go. So using an eyelash curler, we're going to do two things. We're going to curl our lashes, and then we're going to create that winged eyeshadow. There you go. We're going to curl. Now, getting that shape, we're just going to trace this. So holding your lashes. So it's pretty rough right now, so don't worry about how it looks. We will fix this, okay? Doing the other eye. Curling the lash, and now let's just trace. It's not perfect, but we're gonna fix this. That's okay. You have to start somewhere, and it's okay if you mess it up. We're gonna fix this. And who cares, right? All right. So just using a pencil brush, just like this, we're gonna blend it out. We're just gonna trace over that line. It's kind of, we smoke it out in a way. Again, it's progress, right? Okay. Now just tracing over that. Now with the matte shade. And a fluffy blending brush, we're just gonna cover the whole lid. It's not unusual when I start out makeup looks that it goes like this. Don't be afraid of failure. Okay, so I'm going to use some brown eyeliner because I want to keep this lighter looking today because I've got to work, I've got meetings. So just put it right there, pull it out. You want to make sure that the pencil is sharp. That's something I need to fix here. And attach it to the wing. That's it. An inner lash line. And pull it out. Take this. So I've got sunblock on right now, so it rubs off quite nicely. But as you can see, we're getting this shape. Going back into that same light shade. And just trace your brow bone. So you can see how it's coming into shape now. It's all the little tricks. Just shaping your inner wing like that. Pull it up. We're doing a little V. Same with the other side. Gonna trace, do a V, and the liner. It helps set it. See, it's coming. So back to that eyeliner. Trace that upper waterline. And then just kind of fill in just a little bit extra on the side to create that wing. I find I like to go light right here with the liner because it creates more of a almond shape. I don't like going heavy in the middle of the eye. We want it right on the outside and on the inside and very light right here. So same with this side. Just connecting that wing. So you see how that works? All right. So just using a flat-edged brush, going back in. With the light brown. We're going to trace. So nice and slow, we're going to work from the wing, V, and just trace, trace, trace. Boom. If I can do it, you can do it. Again, other side, starting at the wing. Trace, trace, trace. There we go. And just blend. So take a look. If you need to fix it at this point, and just take a little bit of makeup remover, take an angled brush like this, or even use this. Keep a cloth to wipe your brushes off on at all times so you don't get them all messy. So if you use makeup remover because you need to shape it, because you have eyeshadow everywhere, just go through the same process again and just fix it, and then take that light eyeshadow and then set it with the light color, go over it with the other light brown color, and then come back to the dark brown color. If I can do this, you can do this, okay? So let's keep going. I'm doing the brown mascara. So I pull down first and coat the lashes, and then pull up. Again, other side. Down and wiggle. Wiggle. Now pull up. go. First coat. Moving on to eyebrows. So I'm using a universal medium from Annabelle and just tiny little strokes. I like to start on the tail. So even better, I like using a little translucent powder first. Tap it off. Get it off. So I have sunblock on, so it's oily. And I just pat that on. I do that because my skin is oily and it's just easier because it sticks better. So here we go. Getting in with the eyebrow. Just little small strokes. On this side, just starting at the tail. And I'm just getting at the bottom and working my way through it. Lots of little tiny strokes. So there we go, we have this shape. Next I'm using some brow sculpt. I like to start at the tails always. Then work my way in. You always want it. We want it darker here than we do up here. So, same with the other side. Start with the tail. Pull up. Okay. So I'm using some brow gel. I'm covered in cat hair, like everything is covered in cat hair. And then start with the tails and pull it up. And then pull it into the center, so then we have that feathered eyebrow effect. Up and up. Good. So we're working through this. This is great. Step by step. So concealer, I just squirt. Touch, touch, touch. So, and then just pull it down with your finger, pull it out. Same here, pull it down. Down to the chin. Inner quarter and out, like that. And then the forehead, just blend. Don't get me wrong, I like foundation, it's wonderful, but sometimes when it's a work week and I'm just tired, I'm not always a foundation girl. It does look great, but I think showing your natural skin a little bit looks great too. I think it's kind of like American style versus French style. I know French is a lot lighter versus American, it's kind of like heavy. But I think things are changing. Things are really changing. No one wants to do the full eyelashes anymore, and the thick and heavy makeup. I think a lot of people just don't have time for it, don't like it. And while I'm definitely a heavy makeup kind of girl, I hate washing it off. At the end of the day, if it's too thick and too cakey, like getting that eyelash glue out of my eyelashes takes like a week to get it out sometimes. So it's, while I love doing those looks for you guys, at the same time I love not. But again, you know, like, what is it that we're trying to go for, and it can be super fun too, right? So okay, so we've got that all done. So going in with the translucent powder. Tap, tap, tap. I want it all off, just about all off. Remove any cat hairs if you have it stuck to your makeup brushes, because it makes you itch. And we're just gonna pat it. It's a little bit of setting, right? Same side, pat. So we only want a little bit of powder under here because it gets into your wrinkles and it creases. We don't want that happening today. So we're just doing a light layer. A light layer sets it. We don't want anything cakey. We do not want cakey makeup. Okay, with this tiny little blending brush like this. Just pat it, and we're just gonna go under the eye. Like that. Same with the other side. The light shade. Now we're going to take that and lighten it up. So it creates a little bit of definition. There's a line there and there. It lightens it up. It's not too dark. It makes your eyes look bigger. It's a trick. So this is a medium-sized contour brush. I'm using some cool toned contour, and we're gonna just start at the edge, start in the hairline, and suck your cheeks in. And follow that hollow. It's a trick. Little tricks are what make it all happen. Same thing, other side. Starting up here. we have it. Now just a little bit on the nose, start at the tip, pull up, tip, pull up, jawline, under the jaw, not on. So then we get all the way here, down, same thing, this side, start there, and pull down. Now, because I've got a big forehead and it's all covered in sunblock, using a big fluffy brush, just tapping the excess off, and then just tap, starting at the inner edge and the hairline, and just pull down, because I've got oily skin. So we're going to mattify it a bit first. Pull in. I find I'm not as bad on the cheeks, but you can just, probably should have done this first, but you know what, who cares? Makeup is flexible, that's what we love about it, so it's, okay. Now using this, and just pat on your forehead. And so get it in the hairline, just wiggle, 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 wiggle. It's like you're brushing your hairline, like you're brushing your teeth, and just go in little circles. And then we pat, 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 pat. Same thing here, let's blend that out, just little strokes. Little strokes. Now if you have a down sponge, just pat. I'm gonna watch my face jiggle. The forehead. Just so people know what I'm using, it's Sunlight. It's the 01 from Milani. I like it. Smells like coconut. The other one I love from Milani is we're doing Dulce Pink. Right, so we're gonna use this. I prefer the angled blush brushes, but just kind of swirl. And then start at the top. And so we're going not in, we're going slightly higher and just pulling it down to the apple and up. Again, patting and pulling. Patting. So any narrow brush you can use, it doesn't matter. Again, you could use something like this, anything that works, okay? So going in back to that light matte shade. Take that and pull down. And if you want to just kind of like build up that highlight a little bit, just sharpen it. I'm going in with MAC and Cherry. We're gonna line the lips. So I always do the inner cupid's bow first. So do the center, create a V, so create a V. I like to kind of overline the cupid's bow right here. So this is within the lip line, right? The vermilion line is right here, okay? So I overline the vermilion line up here, I create the V here, and then I pull within the vermilion line on the sides, because you want to accent right here and then pull it in here. You don't want to overline this area here and this area here. You want to underline. Overline right here. And same with down here. So covered it. So I'm using some red lip gloss. Like, you can use any lip gloss that you want. If you're using something more clear, you want to fill in your lines a little bit more with the lip liner. But because I'm using red lip gloss and losing my voice, so it's so simple. Rub them together, and then under the lip line, don't go on the lip line, under the lip line. There we go. So if you want your lashes, the curl didn't really stick too well with my lashes. So what I do is I wipe off the gook from curling my lashes. I like using toilet paper because it keeps it clean and there's no cat hair attached to it if you have cats like me. So just going back in, just doing another curl. And then going back again here so we can see how much that really lifted, and we can go in and fix stuff, right? Let's just try that one more time. Back to that same light brown eyeliner. Just doing an inner lash line again. Inner lash line. If you want to make it a little heavier looking, we can do the lower a little bit. Like to work the edge. Again, edge. There we go. Now using my brown mascara. Out in. Wiggle at the root, pull up. There we go. So this is the finished look. It's light. We've got the winged eyeshadow. We've only used 3 eyeshadows for this whole look, so it makes it pretty easy. So if you have any requests, I know that I had a few people ask me to really slow down and simplify things. I can really go haywire on my videos. Yeah, if you have any specific looks, please let me know. I will do them for you, and thank you so much for joining.